Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. If you're not seeing it there, that's where it should be. Also, put the decks and dice below if you're looking for that information. If you would like a direct reading, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. This reading is valid for whenever you come to it. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? Oh my gosh. The first card out was the Nine of Wands, which I'm trying to pull it back and hold it at a certain position, and that's literally that card. That was my first thought, so that's cool. I mean, we're on point. Not worried about that, but this is about holding the line, holding it where I need it to be. How do we get you, well, there has been healing in this situation. There has been. The current energy, I'm trying to hold it together, but things are changing. I feel scrutinized. I feel like somebody's scrutinizing something. I'm seeing this card here. I'm trying to hold it where it's supposed to be. I keep getting that there has been healing here. Yes. And I want that to continue. I'm not looking to hold it back. This kind of feels like the night. It's the princess, and I feel like it's the night energy right now because it's on the swan. This person's on the swan. I feel like this is more of a night energy. Like I'm trying to actively move forward, and I'm actively trying to keep it in this healing feeling. I want to say the word contagion, but I don't know why I'm saying contagion. Almost like I want this to be more contagious. I want other people to pick up on it and do the same. I would like other people to help me with this more. And I don't know if that's really happening. This card fell out. What is it? Certain things are stuck. And there's you already know the truth. I feel like you already know this. It might be this reading is coming forward just to kind of validate what you already kind of know, but maybe don't want to be true. And things are changing. Things are changing here. Something isn't right. I feel like people are telling me things that they think I want to hear, or they're just trying to keep me out of the way, and they're changing things. Things are changing. It's happening. But with the Phoenix, and this is a Phoenix, at least it looks like to me, I'm kind of, you could say it was a different type of bird, but I think it's a Phoenix. With the Phoenix, it's a cycle. Burn, burn bright, burn out, rise from the ashes, and then we do it again. Burn, burn bright, fall. You know, it's a cycle. It's a cycle. I think you see it coming. And even though there's been healing, and there'll be a chance for healing again in the future, maybe there'll be advancement even from the last time. I feel like I don't feel like Taurus wants to do this. I'm like, I don't want to do that cycle. I don't want to keep doing that. Can't we just like keep healing and just do better? Do we have to like go through the whole problem? Like, you know, do we keep having to do it this way? You're going to be okay. I don't think that's, I don't know. I don't feel like for most of you that's the question. I feel like you know you're going to be okay, and you're gonna survive. You're gonna secure what you need to secure to make sure you're gonna be okay. You're gonna do what you need to do. You might even be the sanctuary for other people. There's the thing here where I want to believe, but they're saying that's not going to help you. I want to believe. I want to believe. I want to believe. Whatever it is you want to believe, that's not going to help you. Whatever the situation is, I feel like in my gut, I know it's heading into this again. It's heading into this cycle again. I don't want to believe that that's happening. I want to believe that things are going to be okay. There's a lot of energy coming forward. And I feel like there's other support around this situation trying to like go like make you believe that it's fine, nothing's that bad, everything's okay, everything's paid for, everything's looked out for, people are looked after, it's all good, it's all good. I keep getting there's this weird supportive energy around this that's not letting you see the truth or doesn't want you to see the truth. And I do get that there's this knee-jerk reaction to just kind of go along with this. There's a lot happening. There's a lot going on. I can't police it all anyway, even if I wanted to. So I want to believe. I feel like I want to believe. And there's a lot of people are having fun and they're making it look really good. It's really fun. It's really wonderful. Everything's great. Woo! This isn't going to help you to just kind of go along with it. I feel like I want to, especially if it's a work situation. I want to. I want to believe in it. But I don't think it's reality. That's the thing. I feel like they're saying for you to have the stability and the point you need to succeed, you know where to look. Am I wrong? I feel like you know where to look. It's just I'm trying not to is what I keep getting. I feel like you know where to look. Yeah, you know where to look. You got the Ace of Pentacles backing this up, and you got the Strength card reversed. You know where the weak points are. You know where to look. I feel like you do. For those of you going through this reading, it may be when everybody's getting happy and everybody's like, it's all great, it's all wonderful. You're going to know what they're trying to keep you away from. You're going to know what direction that the problem is in. It may be during that moment that you kind of like, they keep bringing up this and everything it's like they keep trying to concentrate me on the west side of town, the west side of town, the west side of town. It's almost like it's clear that they don't want me to look on the east side of town. It's clear that they keep putting my attention, your attention over here, your attention over here, your attention over here. I'm one of those people that when that happens and somebody tries to get me to look at a certain spot, I'm like, well, what's going on where you don't want me to look? What's going on over there? I think I was also that kid growing up that like, if you went to the circus, the ring with everything going on, I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I always wanted to look around me to see what other people were doing. And then you're like, oh my God, the elephant's over there. Like, what's going on? They're having an issue with the elephant. They're trying to distract us. That's funny. Me not realizing as a kid that was dangerous. But you know what I mean? I just remember that happening once where they're trying to distract people. No, look at what's going on in this circle. Meanwhile, the elephant's having a fit about something. I just remember that once. But like, you're going to know they're trying to get your attention. You're going to know, and you're going to want to go along with it, but you're going to know where to look. And if you look and you see what's going on here, you need to know this information for you to be successful and make better decisions going forward. It's like it's information you need to make the more informed, the more educated, the more stable decision. It doesn't have to be anything that you have to fix. It needs to be something that you're aware, because that's going to put you in the power position. This is what's going to help you stabilize and make your better decisions going forward. I don't feel like I want to. I'd love to believe. And you can let yourself do that if you want. It's just not going to serve you. And again, I don't think it has to be a public thing where everybody knows you're like looking over there. Look over here. And you're like, okay. And nobody needs to know. It's what I'm getting. But if you sooner or later you're going to see it anyway. It's just if you look directly at it, you're going to know what it's about. If it kind of shows up later, you're going to have question marks. I feel like it's easier to get the answers if you look when people don't want you to look, because I don't think they're able to hide it as well as they think they can. And I get you're not going to be happy with it. And sooner or later, it's going to come forward anyway. It's just put you in more of the power position to know it ahead of time, so you can make decisions and you can plan things out. You can just be like, well, I saw where that was going, so I got myself prepared for it, got my supplies together. Everything's set. It's not about liking it, it's about being ready for it. And then, if you're able to if you saw it coming, again, it's not like I feel like I've completely detached from like the liking it part. It's like it's not about liking it, it's just the reality. It's not about liking it, it's about the reality. And then when this happens, because it's going to come forward, it's kind of like, all right, well, now we can start correcting it. Now we can start doing it right. Now we can start putting things where I need to put them, because I knew it was coming. I looked ahead of time, so I knew. What does this say on it? Take action with passion. It looks kind of like a cheery card. It reminds me of the Six of Wands, even though it's not that card. But it's basically saying if you're empowered and you kind of like, it wasn't about liking it, it was about knowing it was going to happen. And then the moment comes like, all right, here we are. Now I got to make the move on the next, like I already decided what I was going to do when this came forward, and here it is. So here we go. I'm stepping forward on the path I already chose for myself. I already made decisions. I already looked at things. I already researched things. So now that this moment has happened, I knew when this moment was happened, I was going to do that. Here's the time. I'm going to do that. And you move forward like you need to. This isn't going to get around conflict. Conflict is still going to be there. I think that's why I keep reiterating it's not about liking it. I don't feel like that's, I don't know, I don't know what to say about that. Conflict will happen, and you will get up this hill and you will do what you need to do. Just because you know the path you're going to go on doesn't mean you're going to like it at first. But I get like, this path doesn't have to be the longest path for you. The sooner you know what's coming, the sooner you can plan for it, the sooner you can get yourself where you need to be. Can we just, because, who was it? Was it Capricorn that had this card too? It might have been. Oh, okay. This card says Distant Thunder, which talks about a storm in the distance that might be difficult to weather. You might be the actual storm. Which, if you think about that analogy, and you're the actual storm, there's nothing for you to really fear. Maybe others might need to. You're not gonna put up with certain things, and you're gonna move forward, and you're gonna take initiative to put your life in your control where you need to be. The energy is more peaceful for you, also going into it knowing what you're heading into. I feel like when Taurus is shocked, that creates almost like it almost creates like a charge, and this charge has to be released. You being shocked, it's kind of like there's going to be a balance to pay with that. I don't think it has to be that way, but there will be, like, the storm is coming. I think you're the storm, but you know, sometimes storms pass by and they're very loud and they make their point, but there's not a lot of destruction. Other times they rip things apart. I don't know what's going on with this, but I'm getting like, you're not going to go quietly into the night over this. Whatever's going on, you're not going quietly into the night. I feel like that's a big part of this. I just want to make sure I say it correctly. I don't feel like I need to be apologetic for how I feel or what I need to do. But if I'm at peace with it and I saw it coming in and I made my plan, it can be like the storm going through is just kind of like, I made my decision, this is my decision, and I just have to inform people, like, you may think I'm considering your opinion. I already made my decision. I've said this to people before, and I know it's really rude, but I have said this. Like, you may think this is a conversation. It's not. It's informal. It's me informing you of where I am and what I'm doing. This is not a conversation. This is me informing you. This is informational, not conversational. I don't know if I'm saying it right, because that might be where you go with this. And I know I've said this to people myself, and it usually it's like a lead balloon. So I'm like, you may think we're discussing this. We're not discussing this. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm not discussing what I may do. I'm telling you what is happening and what I have chosen. This is not for your debate. We're not doing that. And quite frankly, if you're going into this, I feel like that's easier for you, at least, to already be like, no, I already thought things out. I already knew things. I already researched possibilities. Because I feel like if I go into this and I'm not prepared, people are throwing information at me and I have to like research it, and it's making me very angry. If I'm going into this and I already kind of knew most of the stuff, maybe not all of it, but most of it they're throwing at you, you're like, I already looked into that. Nope, I already looked into that. Nope, I already looked into that. And it's like, well, no, maybe I didn't know about that, but I already made my choice. Maybe I didn't know about that over there, but I've already made my choice. So the majority of it you probably know. Some of it you don't, but you're like, yeah, I've already made my choice. Maybe that's possibly better. I've already made my choice. At some point, it should end up with the Ace of Cups and the Ascending the Mountain with this situation. The point is for you to get through this and to get where you need to go and to end up in a place where you're happy again. That's the point of this. This is one of those readings I feel like it's obvious. It's either happening or it's not. You know what I mean? If you're watching this reading and you're just kind of nervous, what if this happens? This is probably not going to happen for you. But if you're kind of like, oh, that I can see that happening, or I can see this being a possibility, or I can see that being the issue, I can see where this could fit. It's just one of those things, like keep an eye on it and to see, like when it seems like people are trying to distract you, try to look where they're not wanting you to look and see if this makes sense. If you find something, it's just about preparing it to your advantage. That's the whole point of it. So you can get back to the Ace of Cups, back to ascending the mountain where you need to be, being at the advantageous part again. Are we good? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.